Hello, everyone, welcome back to the Impact Report. Please subscribe and like my videos. In recent months, a heavy silence has been spreading across Eastern Europe as Moscow sends its strongest and most alarming signals yet toward Minsk. Vladimir Putin's final warning to Belarus is not just another diplomatic message. It feels more like the closing chapter of a long political build-up that may reshape the entire region. Russia and Belarus have always shared deep political, economic and military ties, but this time the tone has changed. Moscow is no longer speaking as an ally offering protection. Instead, it is speaking as a power that is prepared to take full control if its strategic interests are threatened. Behind official statements and formal meetings, there is rising fear that Belarus may be standing on the edge of losing its remaining sovereignty. From the outside, Belarus still appears calm, with orderly streets, controlled media, and a government that projects stability. State buildings stand tall, red, green flags wave across Minsk, and official ceremonies continue as usual, but the exterior calm hides an intense political storm. Russian military convoys have been seen moving closer to Belarusian territory. Joint exercises have grown larger and more frequent, and intelligence cooperation between the two nations has reached levels never seen before. The border zones now feel less like international boundaries and more like internal checkpoints of a single expanding power structure. The exterior image is one of unity, but the reality is closer to absorption. Inside the political structure of Belarus, tension is rising rapidly. High-ranking officials are under pressure to publicly support Moscow's strategic direction, while dissenting voices are quietly removed from public view. The interior political climate has become a maze of loyalty tests, security clearances, and surveillance. Ministries are being reorganized to mirror Russian systems, and legal frameworks are slowly being rewritten to allow Moscow greater access to Belarusian institutions. Even within the military, training manuals, command structures, and communication systems are shifting to Russian standards. It is becoming harder to tell where Belarus ends and where Russia begins. Civil servants, officers, and administrators now operate under the shadow of Moscow's expectations, knowing that one wrong move could be interpreted as resistance. The performance of Belarus as an independent state has visibly weakened. Its economy is increasingly dependent on Russian subsidies, energy supplies, and trade routes. Without Moscow's financial backing, entire sectors would struggle to survive. Export chains, fuel pricing, industrial production, and even agricultural distribution are now linked to Russian approvals. Political performance is also measured differently. Instead of national approval, success is judged by how closely policies align with Kremlin priorities. Every public speech, every trade agreement, and every military decision is now carefully framed to avoid triggering Moscow's dissatisfaction. The government may still operate, but its performance is no longer driven by national independence. It is driven by strategic obedience. Security has become both Belarus's shield and its chain. On the surface, Moscow claims it is strengthening Belarus against external threats. Russian radar systems, missile defenses, and air patrol units have been deployed across Belarusian territory. Joint bases have expanded, and Russian troops now operate with near-permanent presence. While these moves are officially described as defensive, they also give Russia the ability to control Belarusian airspace, monitor internal movements, and respond instantly to any internal unrest. Safety measures now serve two purposes: protecting Belarus from outside threats and ensuring internal stability that favors Moscow. The same systems that guard the borders can also suppress domestic resistance. What makes this situation uniquely dangerous is the set of unique selling points Belarus holds for Russia. Belarus is a strategic land bridge between Russia and Europe, making it critical for military logistics, energy pipelines, and transportation routes. Its flat terrain allows rapid movement of armored units, and its infrastructure supports heavy military deployment. Control of Belarus means Russia gains a massive tactical advantage in the region. It also gains political leverage over neighboring countries. Belarus is not just an ally, it is a gateway. Losing Belarus would weaken Moscow's regional power. Taking full control of Belarus would dramatically strengthen it. The cost of this growing dependence is rising, even if no official price tag has been announced. Financially, Belarus pays through economic dependency, debt accumulation, and reduced negotiating power. Politically, it pays through reduced sovereignty, shrinking diplomatic freedom, and limited decision-making authority. Socially, it pays through fear, censorship, and the quiet departure of those who oppose deeper integration. Militarily, it pays through the presence of foreign troops and loss of command autonomy. This price may not appear on any official document, but it is being paid every day through control, pressure, and silent compliance. Putin's warning is not just about loyalty, it is about readiness. Moscow has made it clear that if Belarus shows signs of distancing itself or shifting alliances, Russia is prepared to move from partnership to direct intervention. This could take many forms: expanded troop deployment, administrative takeover of key institutions, or even legal integration under a deeper union framework. Each step would reduce Belarusian independence further until the line between the two countries disappears entirely. The warning is subtle in words but absolute in meaning. Remain aligned or risk being absorbed. Belarus now stands at a historic crossroads. One path leads to continued submission and quiet integration into Russia's strategic system. The other path risks instability, economic pressure, and possibly military intervention. For the people of Belarus, this is not just a geopolitical issue, it is about identity, future, and national survival. The country's fate may soon be decided not in public elections or parliamentary debates, but in private meetings between powerful leaders. The world is watching, but the real decisions are being made behind closed doors. The conclusion is simple but deeply troubling. Belarus is no longer just a partner of Russia, it is becoming a component of Russian strategy. Putin's final warning signals that the era of symbolic independence may be coming to an end. Whether this transformation happens quietly or through dramatic intervention remains to be seen, but the direction is clear. Belarus is being pulled into Moscow's orbit with increasing force, and the question is no longer if control will tighten, but how soon it will become irreversible.